Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Leftovers podcast. My name is Rhys, and this podcast you're about to listen to was an absolute honour to do with one of our favourite people, and I still can't believe we did it. It was very cool. Only thing is, the video only lasts for 30 minutes, unfortunately. We've tried everything that we could think of to try and get the video to work, and this is the last resort of what we could do. And then it was a hassle to try and get onto the computer, so we're lucky to even have 30 minutes. But unfortunately, it goes for an hour and a half, and it only has 30 minutes. So I hope you still enjoy it after that. But yeah, thanks. Hi everyone, just a heads up that this podcast may have explicit language that may be offensive to some people. We do try to avoid it, but Nathan has a filthy mouth. Anyway, cheers for listening, and we hope you enjoy the podcast. This is the theme song.
Last night's conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Leftovers podcast. Today, I'm joined by Michael Russell,
How's
or
it
Thomas
going?
Russell,
Yep.
as usual. We're not joined by Nathan today
Of course,
because
useless. No.
he's busy, as you always.
I imagine not being able to make it to
your
time
own podcast.
where someone else, I don't know, where someone else wants you to wake up in the morning and you just don't. Anyway,
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
But today we have, and why also with this special guest here? Why would you want to miss that?
yeah, exactly.
There's
That's
something
what I was
seriously
thinking as
wrong,
well.
Nathan.
But we
What are
have
you doing?
One of the best guests, in my opinion, so far.
Yeah.
As I wasn't here for any of the other ones, but Mr John Hillan from our school,
Yeah.
our teacher. He was currently retired. But how are you, John? How's the life?
Really good. First of all, boys, let me just say thanks so much for inviting me today.
Yeah,
no
of
worries.
course.
Thanks for
My
coming on.
voice, unfortunately, is a bit shaky, but hope we'll get through that all. But no, it's been a pleasure coming here today, and particularly for you two boys, who are one of the highlights of my teaching career. you
Yeah,
two
it's a
boys.
pleasure having you. I mean,
Yeah.
we always thought like it would be okay. So we had so many guests, obviously, ideas. So we had Stephen Price, obviously. He was a big one, and we always thought we should have a teacher. So we're thinking which teacher we should have. Mr. Guard was a big one, and then we thought we could have Mr. Hillan. So obviously Rhys messaged you up, and you agreed to come on, and it was such a surprise when Rhys was like, we got John Hillan, he's coming on. So
It was supposed to be a surprise, but
we figured it out because you were kind of. I said, "Did you get me?" Because he said we got a good guest, and I said, "Did you get Mr. Guard?" And he was like, "It's close." I was like, "Oh, we got John Hillan." So
Thanks, boys. It's great.
yeah. So, do you want to tell our audience a bit about yourself?
I guess, well, let's start from the beginning. I was actually born in Scotland.
Okay.
I wasn't born in Australia in 1949, which is a few years ago.
Just a few.
Yeah, so we came to Australia in 1952. I was 3 years old. Came on the ship called the Acacia, and Asturias. This is your street, Acacia.
No, this is Riley Way,
Right.
our street. Just gave away our address.
Asturias.
Yeah.
Sorry. So we arrived, and we stayed in Vic Park with some relatives. Wait for this. This will amaze you. There was my older brother, myself. My young brother wasn't born. The other teacher at the school wasn't born then. Mum and Dad, and we stayed with my father's uncle, who had 13 children. So there was my dad's uncle and auntie and 13 kids. So there was 15
Jesus.
plus us in this little house in Vic Park, and there's one toilet at the back there was before the flush toilets. It was just I won't go into the details, but
Yeah.
so that was what we started with, and then Dad. Mum couldn't stand it. She had to get out in a hurry, so we ended up moving out, and we ended up going to a place that my dad started building in Bellevue. And Dad, over the years, worked hard and built the house. So I basically grew up in Midland.
Yeah.
And I went to Governor Stirling High School, so fairly local. And that's where we started when my young brother was born. In fact, in the car, I'll show you later. On the front page of the West Australian, I've got a picture of my dad and my older brother.
Oh, wow.
Our roof blew off in 1956
Yeah.
on the 24th of July. My brother David, whom you both know, was born on the 26th of July. So Mum was just about due to have my brother, and we lost our roof. Rain was pouring in, and Mum was saturated, and Dad was trying to pick Mum up to get her. Oh, I was 7 years old.
Yeah.
I remember it quite vividly. So that was a good start.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's actually it's really interesting stuff to figure all this stuff out. Like honestly, like just to know that our it just really shows you that everyone has their own past.
Yeah, and it was a cyclone basically came through, and you don't
Yeah.
expect them in Perth.
No, you don't.
We called them cockeyed bobs. That was the term used. Anyway, basically a cyclone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm.
And then you how did you become a teacher? Oh, so the way we know Mr. Hillan is was it just year 12?
Well, okay, I've known him for ever since year 7.
Yeah.
actually.
Oh yeah, I've known you before that, but like our woodwork class was just year
well,
12.
we had a woodwork class, and that's how we really got to know him. Obviously, I did have a class before that. I had him in, I think my tech class or computer lab or whatever it was called. I don't know. But yeah, he's obviously he's pretty well known around the school, and known him ever since I came here, and is a bloody legend of a teacher.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
if you ask anyone at the school we went to, everyone will say that he's just a top bloke.
Yeah.
I remember all the things he used to do for the ball.
I think I because I'd been there for so long, I came in 1988. So basically 32 years ago, I came to Forestville Senior High School as it was then, which became Darling Range Sports College. But I didn't start as a teacher. I mean, I started I'm a carpenter joiner by trade. I did a 5-year apprenticeship.
Yep.
And I might as well blow my own trumpet. In 1969, I was the apprentice of the year. I was the top apprentice in the state
Oh yeah.
as a carpenter joiner. Not because I'm brilliant, but I just love what I did.
Yeah.
I still love wood. Even today, I'll go back home after and I'll play with wood, do something, build something. So that was my passion. And my first wife was a school teacher. And I used to go away a lot in the country, working away, and she got a bit sick and tired and said, "Why don't you become a teacher?" I said, No, I'm happy being a carpenter. And I finished my builder's registration as well then. So I was registered builder plus carpenter joiner. And she said, "I really spend more time." I said, "Oh, I still wasn't." And I remember this. I was in Walloona, in a little outback place in Walloona, and I rang her just to see how she was going on a Thursday. I said, "How are you going?" And she said, "Oh, good. By the way, I booked you into a mature age entrance exam at the university on Saturday morning." I said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, I booked you in. Do you want to go?" So I got home on the Friday, and next morning, Saturday morning, turned up at the university. I said, "I'll give it a go," and I passed the university entrance, and they offered me a position, and I said, "Great, I want to become a phys ed teacher," because I was sports nut. I played footy and cricket, just love sport. So I said, "Oh, no, that's great. I'll become." And the bloke looked at me and said, "You're a qualified tradie." Yep. He said, "Everybody wants to stand at the head. Not everybody can be a design technology teacher. So I think you need to be a design technology teacher." Oh, okay. So, because my passion was sport, but I love the trade anyway. So that's how I started in teaching.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
crazy.
really, I mean, I was quite happy being a carpenter, but because my wife suggested we spend some time together, I thought, "Oh, okay, we'll do that." She was my first wife, so it didn't work out, did it?
No.
No.
Oh well.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that it
so
wasn't
you-
even something you were looking to do in
No,
the
not
first
really,
place.
no.
It was just by accident,
Yeah,
really.
pretty well.
Yeah, originally you were trying to be a phys ed teacher, and they put you into that.
And if
Yeah,
you-
they said they had too many phys ed teachers.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
and woodwork teachers are better than phys ed anyway.
I mean,
yeah,
honestly,
well, I'm not going to say it.
But yeah, how crazy is that? It just shows everything happens for a reason,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you didn't, if she didn't say, if he said, "All right, do woodwork," I mean phys ed, we never would have met you,
Yeah.
Like,
and,
exactly.
and we wouldn't be here today.
No, that's right.
That's insane.
Just destiny.
But I've got no issues with being a design technology teacher. Just love it.
Yeah.
I've always loved it.
That actually ties into one of my questions.
What's that?
If you could do life again, like if you could go back to the day you were born, what would you change? Would you change anything?
There's one thing I would change. I would have had piano lessons.
Yeah.
But my parents were pretty humble sort of people when we didn't have much money. So my older brother, who's a really good guitarist, picked up guitar when he was 15 or so and started playing. But before then, not one of us, my three brothers, none of us had music lessons.
Yeah.
None of us can read a note of music. But our music, it's just, it's a passion for me, music.
Yeah.
And I've really, I'd love to play the piano because it just gives you that, the bass clef and treble clef, and I can't read a note of music.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I'm happy being a design technology teacher.
Yeah. Well, what better time to learn?
Yeah.
Retirement.
Yeah. Well, I've actually, my wife bought me a ukulele for Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
And I'm getting pretty good on the old uke. Yeah.
We'll have to. I'll bring out my ukulele after.
Have you got one?
I do.
Oh.
Do you want to give it a go?
Oh, we're going
All right. I'll be back.
All right. Well,
This has changed very quickly.
we had full segments lined up and everything, and now
Oh, well, there you go.
going on to the ukulele. So, in this process, while Rhys usually gets up and does stuff, he either edits this part out, or we have to stall for a bit.
I see.
Now, this isn't the first time he's done this. He's left me and Nathan to just to the podcast to go and grab something. But I reckon we could make a 2-minute conversation. Never mind, his back. Okay.
That is one small ukulele. Mine's a lot bigger than that one. Is it in tune?
I think so.
Okay. So you want a tune?
Yeah. All right. Go for it. Isn't it?
No.
Do you know how to tune it by ear? Because I don't.
How long since you played that ukulele, Rhys? Do you know?
I don't really play it that often. I used to play it heaps in my 21 Pilots days.
Uh-huh.
Because
Explain
21
the sticker.
Pilots did it.
So you got the tuner there?
I do. I'm just installing.
Are we still rolling, are we?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's all right. We'll keep it in. All right.
Each apples.
Perfect.
Okay, I'll wait for Rhys to get back. I'll play your tune.
Okay, great. I can't wait.
I've only just learnt this instrument.
All right. Yeah. I still can't play any string instruments. I've tried before. I just I don't know,
Your
too
thing?
hard for me to learn.
What's what?
I mean, I feel like if I took the time to try and learn them, I could, but I've only tried a couple of times in the music room at school, and I feel like
you got to spend time every day.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
If you did it every day, I guarantee you'd be good.
Yeah, I'm sure I
In a
would.
year's time, you'd go, wow.
I know how to play some things on the piano, as I've practiced a couple of times at my house, so that's pretty good. And I always thought that people could play good things on the ukulele and the guitar. They're really talented, you know. Yeah, and it's always fascinating to see.
Where's that man?
Coming out any second.
Here he comes. Righto, Rhys. I'll give you a rendition, okay? Okay. I'll just make it up as I go.
All right. Go for it.
Put on your red. What key is it? Put on your red dress, baby. 'Cause we going out tonight. Put on your red dress, baby. 'Cause we going out tonight. You better wear some boxing gloves in case some fool might wanna fight. Put on your high heel sneakers with that wig hat on your head. Ah, yeah. Put on your high heel sneakers with that wig hat on your head. You can be pretty sure of one thing, you sure are gonna knock 'em dead. How's that?
That was beautiful.
That was amazing.
He hasn't lost it, has he,
Right,
Michael?
so he's still got it, man.
No, the voice is not there anymore. But
He's incredible, ladies and gentlemen.
there we go.
A man of many
That's
talents.
So that's my retirement fun.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So is that self-taught or teaching?
Yeah, I
him
self-taught.
ukulele?
Yeah.
Very nice. And what, that's since Christmas and you already know how to play that?
Yeah.
That is pretty impressive. I will always remember on the graduation when you sang, what's it called? American Pie? Something?
Oh, that's right. I did. Yeah.
I will always remember that. And that was an incredible moment
Oh, thank you.
when I was at high school. I don't know about you, Michael, but
Man,
it was...
listen, I remember every single one of his performances. Okay, they are
And
better than-
everyone did a standing ovation. And every time I hear Proud Mary by Creedence, I always think of you when you performed it. I was like, damn, that was just...
Yeah, those days I could sing. These days, I'm afraid I can't.
I don't know.
That still sounded pretty good, yeah.
Pretty cracky.
That
Yeah,
sounds...
yeah, so that was my passion, really. You ask about, what would change.
Yeah.
I would somehow, I learned to play the piano.
Oh, yeah.
My daughter is classical trained violinist,
Yep.
and my son reads music. He's pretty good on the guitar and plays a bit of clarinet. So
Yeah.
so music's in the family.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
So why didn't you ever take music, I don't know.
To teach music?
Oh, yeah, but also professionally.
I'm not sure really. I probably could have in the early days because I could sing well enough in the early days. I think I travelled around a fair bit. I worked in Canada for 3 years as a carpenter, and so I had a pretty interesting life. I was in Papua New Guinea for 3 years, so I travelled around a lot. And so to make a career of anything, you've really got to be stable in I think, and work your craft, particularly music. You've got to have connections and that sort of thing.
True. Yeah. But why didn't you ever teach music instead of...
Because I can't read music.
Oh, that's true. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really think you need to... Oh, probably, actually.
Look, some of the great guitarists don't read music. I think Tommy Emmanuel, I don't think reads music.
Really?
Maybe I'm wrong. One of those great guitarists just plays.
I don't know how to read music.
Yeah, I can't read sheet music at all. Yeah.
Can you?
No. I know how to read a tab.
But to be able to teach music, you really have
probably
to have the
need to,
basics.
Yeah, probably.
You need to know a bit of music theory.
I did teach guitar at school.
Okay.
The music teacher asked me if I could, and I can... I play guitar well enough to be able to teach kids enough to be able to play some music. Mm-hmm. But the technical stuff, I actually got my daughter in. Yeah. And she taught all the technical stuff. She knows all that. Because she went to university and did music, so she's right up there. So I got someone else in, you see. It's got what you call using your resources. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I always thought that, that's one thing I remember in year 11 and stuff when we were looking at what you can do for music and stuff, and I thought about doing music teaching, but some of the stuff that unless you're interested in music, I feel like kids just some of the things that I saw I remember when we were setting up for things and we would go into Miss Ali's room and just the kids were just feral. I couldn't deal with that. No. What's the obviously how long is teaching for 32 years, did you say?
At the school?
Yeah, at this school. How long have you been teaching for in total? I
finished my degree in, 1980 I must have started teaching. So 1980, so it's 40 odd years.
40 years. So what's the worst thing that a student has ever done or you've had to deal with?
I probably shouldn't mention schools, but I will. Belmont Senior High School. I taught there. And I was teaching the class. And I got hit in the back of the head with some kid threw a block at me.
Really?
Jeez. Hit me in the back of the head for no reason.
A block of wood?
A block of wood.
Oh, Jesus. My God.
I got hit in the back and it knocked me down. And I got, what the heck? And I could never prove I actually did it because there's quite a few feral kids in that class. Yeah. And I wasn't sure who did it. So I didn't even report it to the principal. I probably should have. Yeah. But I just... Yeah. So that was probably the worst physical thing that's happened to me.
Yeah. What's the worst, behavioural?
I had at one of the high schools. No, I shouldn't mention. I won't mention the high school. Okay. But I had a boy urinate in a cup.
Whoa!
In one of the classes, I had my cup in this.
Oh, in your cup?
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
I was teaching, so we had a little room off the side where I had where you sit down and have a cup of coffee. Yeah. It wasn't at Darling Range.
Oh, yeah, no.
You'd be pleased to know.
Yeah. No.
It was another school.
We would have knocked him out if it was.
Yeah. And this kid urinated in the cup. So...
That's disgusting.
I want to know what his thought process was. How does someone go around doing
I don't know.
that?
Anyway.
Was he a naughty kid or?
We actually found out who it was. Oh. Yeah, he was. He's one of the naughty boys.
I wonder what he's doing now.
And he had no reason to. We didn't have a conflict or anything. He just thought it was funny.
Maybe he's a professional
urinist.
Yeah, just goes around. You got a cup of coffee there, mate? There you go.
Yeah, that's crazy. So that wasn't very very nice.
Yeah, well, lucky we were better.
Yeah, but when I taught my trade in Papua New Guinea for 3 years. I was there. And I had pretty quick progression there, really, because the first year I taught my trade in Port Moresby Technical College, and the kids there were just brilliant. They're all the local kids, not a white kid to be seen. So, and they were so well behaved because they really treasured having the capacity to learn.
Yeah.
Because it was a privilege for them.
Yeah.
And that's how they treated it. And you could hear a pin drop in my class. Not a sound was made for the first year I was teaching. Second year, the principal of the technical college asked me to be head of department. So I was head of department the second year I was there. And the third year, I got approached by head office, because there's 7 technical colleges throughout Papua New Guinea, to be inspector of building and allied trades. So for the last year I was there, I was inspector. So I used to fly to every single college, Lae, Madang, Goroka, Bougainville, Rabaul. So I used to get in the plane and fly to all these different and inspect the teachers, because it wasn't common for a tradie to have a teaching degree as well.
Yeah.
So they promoted me pretty quickly. So I was making, pretty good progress, and I loved it. Loved the teaching there, but there's a lot of violence there.
Yeah.
In Port Moresby, and my son was born over there. And just as an aside, I reckon my son is one of the most unique kids on the planet. You know why?
Why?
Because he's got a Scottish father, he's got a Hungarian mother, and he was born in Papua New Guinea. What combination is that, eh?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So,
That's crazy.
But the last year, my wife was walking down the street. This is at 12 o'clock with my daughter.
Was this
and
in
my
Papua
son,
New Guinea?
In Papua New Guinea, and she got attacked. And I just fortunately she wasn't badly hurt, but it's pretty shocking.
Yeah.
So I just sent them all home, and I finished my contract. I would have stayed, I reckon, because it's such a good job. But I finished my contract and returned home after that.
Yeah, that's shocking. Especially with your kid.
Yeah.
It wasn't good.
No.
We got broken into. Car was stolen. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
No, it's good that you got out of there now.
Yeah. So that was a great experience, and came back to Australia. I went straight up to Port Hedland, a place called Pundalmurra. I taught there for 3 years. I taught my trade. It's an all Aboriginal college. There's no white kids. It's all Aboriginals.
Yeah.
So I was there for 3 years, and for the last year, I was out in the desert, a place called Punmu. No one's ever heard of Punmu. It's on the Great Sandy Desert.
Yeah.
It's on just off the Canning Stock Road, actually. And I taught the Aboriginals out there. I was the only white fellow out there. Taught them how to put up houses. And I was there for 6 months, I think, just out there. And I wrote a diary every day. And unfortunately, I've lost the darn thing. It was a really interesting experience.
Yeah.
And then I think because of that, when I went for a job in the Antarctic, I was in the Antarctic for a year. You've got to be in isolation.
Yeah.
And they do all these psychological tests before you go to the Antarctic. But because I'd been in Punmu for all that time, alone, away from everybody, and my wife and my kids flew out on a flying doctor a couple of times, so that was good.
Yeah.
But other than that, you're on your own, so you got to be able to stand. And that's probably one of the reasons I got the job in the Antarctica, in charge of a building program out there.
Yeah.
Right.
Or down there.
So what, Antarctica is in like frozen and stuff?
Frozen stuff, yeah.
Oh, nice. So what did you do?
I was the boss of the tradies.
Yeah.
So I looked after Sparkies, the carpenters, the painters, the electricians.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, I think we'll move into our first segment, Michael.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
All right. So the deal with all the segments, each one has a theme, and me and Nathan made them together. So this one here is just Nathan, and I know what he would say if he was here. Try and guess what the song is. All right. Here we go. Oh, this is called News of the Nation, by the way. News of the Nation. So did you catch that?
No.
Do you know what tune it is? Let's
Can
give
I have
it
it
another
again?
go.
No idea.
News of the Nation. Could no one hear it the first time?
I could hear it. I just couldn't catch what song it was. That was just the intro, wasn't it?
So do you know what it is?
Should I know it?
It's the cricket theme. I don't watch cricket, but Nathan said it.
I didn't even know what that was.
Yeah, apparently it's the cricket theme.
Okay, great.
Yep. Alrighty.
No, sorry, it's through the keeper, Fred.
Alrighty. So these news. So News of the Nation is a basically we read you a news article, and you tell us, and then we talk about it. So today's article, we're going to do 2 today because special for a special guest.
Right.
All right. Perth teen Copper Allen vows to keep mullet despite being refused entry to Scarborough Bar. El Grotto is what it's called. And first off, he looks like the sort of person that would have a mullet. Maybe that's because he has a mullet. But not wait. This guy here.
Oh yeah, yep.
That's our culprit.
That's a good looking mullet.
Yeah, and we'll put a picture up on the screen now. Just digging myself into more editing. All right. I have not read this either, so let's give it a go.
Okay.
A plugger wearing teen kicked out of a Scarborough bar for his mullet has vowed to keep his hairdo because it makes him look fierce on the football field. True Blue Perth man Copper Allen has sparked debate over pub dress codes after he was booted out of Scarborough tequila bar El Grotto on the weekend for his hair. Despite wearing a Bush Chook t-shirt and thongs, it was his 80s-inspired mullet which drew the bouncers' attention at the hipster eatery. After waiting in queue for 10 minutes, Mr. Allen was told by bouncer he would need to find somewhere else for his first pub outing in months. He said it was the owner's rule, so he wouldn't let me in, he told Sunrise, the dude. I was more concerned about my pluggers, but he wasn't too fussed about that. I reckon it's a bit silly. I mean, it's a mullet. Heaps of people have mullets. Mr. Allen says his mullet was a home jobby he created last October after copying peer pressure from his footy mates, who claimed it would make him look fierce on the field. And despite it getting in the way of his weekend frothies, Mr. Allen is refusing to get his blonde locks shaved off to help his chances getting into the pub. Not a chance. I wasn't there to have a haircut. I was there to seek frothies, he said. It's not coming off at all. If anything, I'll grow it longer for them. And then there's a bit more into it, but we won't.
The gist of the story is some guy.
Oh, wait, let me finish it. There's only a little bit more.
Because of his hair.
My mullet says I'm pretty outgoing. Like to sink a few frothies on the weekend after working a long weekend, working up a thirst. Australian Hostel Association WA Bradley Woods says venues were entitled to refuse entry to Patreons based on their dress code. We're pretty much a mullet-free zone. There are venues that are mullet-friendly, Mr. Woods said. El Grotto has refused to comment. Right. My first thing, what place is mullet-friendly? You got a mullet? Come in here.
I mean, I feel like...
Mike, can I make the comment?
Yeah, go.
All right. I think it's very discriminatory.
Yeah.
Because if the owner of a place, I suppose he has the right because it's his place, he can set the rules. But if that's the case, some people don't like piercings.
Yeah.
Some people don't like tattoos.
Yeah.
Do you ban people with tattoos because the owner of the place, they don't like them?
That's true.
And I think it's just discriminatory. And I don't think he's got any right to do that.
No.
If a bloke wants to wear his hair long, look, in the 60s, I had pretty long hair.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a mullet, but still long hair.
Yeah.
And if you don't, I just think the whole thing is just very unfriendly. And you're not encouraging people to be individuals.
Yeah.
We're all individuals. We've all got a right to do, as long as it's not offending anybody.
Yeah.
And that certainly not offend anybody.
Yeah.
The fact that one person or two don't like the mullet, I don't think it's really an offensive thing. It's just a personal thing.
Yeah. I also think the same thing. Like, if he has a mullet or if he doesn't have a mullet, it's not going to stop him from buying drinks and getting wasted and eating food at your restaurant.
Yeah. That's right.
So you're turning away a valid customer because he has too long of a hair. What about all the girls that have the same size hair? It's on the sides as well.
That's right. And
you can't do that.
And I think if a girl went in there with hair like that, she'd be fine.
Oh, definitely. 100%.
The exact same sort of hair, she'd be fine.
Yeah.
So, no, it's just discrimination. It shouldn't happen.
Yeah. What do you think, Michael?
Yeah, well, obviously I agree with what both of you are saying. Like, if someone like had a tattoo or something, like, or their hair was down, it could, for all we know, it could be sentimental. Like they could be doing it for someone else or something like that. Like it's not. It's people shouldn't instantly assume it's just because they're like a bogan or something and they don't dress themselves properly. Like it's just. I think it's just ridiculous, honestly. So yeah.
So final thoughts. Stupid.
Yeah.
Everyone think the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, I agree.
Great.
All right. So we'd love to have that gentleman on the podcast. Not really. Just kidding. All right. Our next one is last night I was thinking of other guests we can have on, and one that crossed my mind was Mark McGowan. Now, Mark McGowan has done a fabulous job. I think he's one of or probably the best premier we've had. Do you think the same thing?
If you compare him across the nation, I think he's done a sterling job.
Yeah.
Absolute sterling job.
Better than Scott Morrison.
And I will not make comparisons, but if he wanted to live anywhere in the world, he would be the place to live at the moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if it wasn't for his strength and getting on to the top of it so quickly, we'd be in a lot worse position.
Yeah. Well, because if you compare us to somewhere like New South Wales, like is it New South Wales?
Victoria.
Victoria, yeah.
20 cases yesterday and 1 death yesterday.
Yeah, in one day. That's shocking when we haven't had new case, touch wood, in like, I don't know. a while.
We've had a couple of cases recently, but they've all been people who've come in from outside, not within.
Yeah.
In WA.
So, it's like he's obviously doing a good job. And he knows how to have a laugh as well, which is what I like. I don't know if you've seen that video of like, he's in, I can't remember where he is, but just say Rockingham because that's what he says on here. And he's like talking or something and someone goes past and like, oh yeah, bloody, what's his name? What's his name again? Oh, Mark McGowan. And they're like, oh, we effing love you, mate. And he's like, oh, you don't hear that language in Rockingham? See, that's, I think, like...
Yeah, he's good. He's a people person.
Yeah. I really, really do like him. And he's party with Stephen Price as well.
That's right, same party. Labour Party, yeah.
So we're really hoping to have him on the podcast.
That'd be great.
I also agree. Mum thinks he'll be too busy, but I'm sure...
We'll see.
I think if he... Yeah, well, good luck.
Yeah,
Again.
we'll ask Stephen Price to get us a connection. All right, and then the next, so the story. When I was looking for that, I've actually already started planning the episode if we do end up having him on. And the news of the nation I really wanted to have on was this story. And then I asked Nathan because I couldn't think of any stories for this. I searched up like news articles to do with teaching, music, and it was all not good. So this is the ones that Nathan sent me. That one I just read before and then this one. All right. Rockingham pub, The Swinging Pig, offers free meals for people named Mark after Premier Mark McGowan lifts restrictions. All right, I'm just going to go to the end because this is way too long.
Well, off the bat, this sounds like a cracker of a deal.
Yeah. Hold on. All right, let's just read a little bit. Okay. Premier Mark McGowan might be copping a mixed reception around the country for his strict border controls, but he can't be sure of a warm reception in one of his local pubs. Rockingham's The Swinging Pig has hailed our state's leader, a cult hero. Oh, by the way, these are both Perth Now articles, I forgot to say. I don't want to get sued. Rockingham's The Swinging Pub has nailed our state's leader, a cult hero, after he announced Phase 4 of WA's coronavirus recovery would start this weekend. From Saturday, West Aussies will be able to stand up at the pub, and the folks of Rocco's, no one calls Rockingham Rocco, Swinging Pig are making sure the move doesn't go unrewarded by not only offering a free meal for the Premier, but also anyone else named Mark, as well as Marks, Marcuses, and Marcos.
Oh, that's good.
And you can trust the boy from Rocco to sort it out. The Swinging Pig gushed on Facebook. Again, no one calls it Rocco. Don't call it Rocco. So yeah, that's the story. What I think, bloody good on him. It's good. There's so much hate for politics and all that sort of stuff, and I just really think it's nice that someone is finally getting appreciated. Because at the end of the day, it's a hard freaking job.
Oh, it's
You've got the
tough
whole
job.
country on your back, or he doesn't, but WA is a huge place.
It's a tough job.
Yeah.
No doubt.
You know?
He'd lose a lot of sleep.
Mm.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
and you don't get any credit for the hard decisions you made by a lot of people, and you get criticism, and you just got to wear it, and carry on, even though you're being criticised by left, right, and centre, particularly opposition.
Yeah.
I'm not a political animal. So I'm a bit of a swinging voter. I vote for who I think is right at the time.
Yeah.
So I don't have any allegiance to any particular party, but I think he's done a great job.
I think
and
he
he
has as
deserves that credit.
Yeah.
Good on him, I say.
Yeah.
Good on him. I also think that.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
And I'm just imagining some guy rocking up with just with like a fake ID just to get a free lunch. Just be like, "Yeah, my name's Mark. Can I, can you give me a free?
Good
free meal?"
a deal on you, buddy.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic to see, like even the podcast we did on Stephen Price, someone commented on it, another crook politician. Have you listened to the podcast? He's like a heaps genuine guy. He's really nice. And,
I met Stephen a number of times.
Yeah,
He's
he's
good
so good. And, he actually supports my music quite a bit. He shared my posts on Facebook, shared things about the podcast.
That's great. Yeah, that's great.
It's just not even like some of my family do that.
No.
So, like,
that's great. So it's a sincere fella.
Definitely, and I genuinely think he cares about our area. You can hear in the I don't know if you've listened to it, but in the podcast, you can generally hear that he actually like cares.
Yeah.
And with all the stuff about that road, do you know about that? Yeah. He's like right on it, and he keeps posting on Facebook updates about it and stuff. He's not keeping Forest Field in the dark, I think he's a genuine bloke, and it's not just because I'm like a huge fan, There's this like ongoing thing in the podcast that I'm a creeper, but he's a really good bloke.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was news of the nation. How are you feeling so far in the podcast? You enjoying yourself?
Yeah, it's good. I'm
Awesome.
enjoying it. Yeah,
I am also.
Nice chatting to a couple of nice fellas. Yeah, it's good.
Talking about nice fellas, I just want to. I haven't written this down, but while I'm thinking of it, what would we like to teach at school? Because obviously we had.
Oh, look, you're both sincere kids, and I just enjoy the experience as I do every class. I never make suppositions. I never go into a classroom with any expectations, really. I just take people on face value.
Yeah.
And you present to me what you've got.
Yeah.
There were times when you could have worked a little bit harder, Rhys.
Yes, that's true.
And not sworn so much.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Michael was pretty good.
Yeah, Michael was not good.
He was pretty committed to things. But at times, Rhys, I reckon you could have just spent more time working than doing other things. But you're such a nice bloke, how can I say?
I am. That's true. Yeah.
At least we were a break from, the year sevens. No, but it's good.
But yeah, I love work. Yeah, my dad used to, or he still does, love that sort of stuff as well. I still got my was it in your class that I made the drum thing?
Yep.
Yeah, I've still got that. It's in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. I'm not sure where that came out of your head.
It worked. It's great. I don't use it because I got a real drum kit now. I brought one like the day I graduated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I went over and brought it that day. I was just going to have a look at it, but me and my mum both knew that I was buying it that day.
Yeah, I reckon it was a cracker of an idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got that.
But yeah, no, the woodwork and metalwork classes I've found are really good. Main reason was because of the teachers, and I feel like some of the times they were underappreciated. Like Mr Jardina, he was a bloody great teacher. He was such a good metalworker.
He's so skilled. He's one of the most skilled teachers in the state, probably.
Yeah, and it was really it was really unfortunate to see some people just like took him for granted. Like they didn't appreciate as much as
his knowledge is extraordinary, much better than mine in metals. Much better. I mean, I'm okay, but he's very, very good.
Yeah, I mean, and him, and also obviously Mr. Rock as well. Rocco,
Yeah.
as we called him.
I miss Rocco. Have you spoken to Rocco since you left school?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've rang him a couple of times.
Is he retired as well?
Yeah, he has.
He has.
He's
Oh.
retired. Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, he started at Darling Range before I did.
Oh,
He was there longer than me.
Right.
yeah.
Huh.
Oh, I love to have Rocco. Oh man, I miss.
yeah,
I miss him.
He's actually a lot of the teachers at Darling Range. In fact, I can only think of a couple that I like won't miss.
Was there anything you hated at the school?
I think I hated.
You can dish all the drama now because you're outside.
Yeah, I've retired now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look, I'm not that sort of person. I just don't go into anything with a hate value. I don't see any purpose in it.
What was the worst thing you experienced while at Darling Range, or the worst person you had to deal with?
The worst thing was the deaths of students.
Oh.
We had you probably know this. I hope the family don't mind me mentioning it, but her name is Gemma Tom, she was a beautiful young girl. I taught her in year 11. She's in my class in year 11. And she went to the big day, whatever they call it.
Big day out.
Big day out. And unfortunately had some tablets. And saw the police and took some tablets and I'm not sure what they were. Yeah. But her mother's, a big campaigner for, anti-drugs and that sort of thing. And I was just devastated.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
Wow.
And another young boy, Tony Patterson, he got bitten by a tiger snake and died.
At school?
No, it was outside of school, but he was still up in my class.
Yeah.
And then another young fellow, he got hit by a car on Hale Road and died. Jamie Wallace, his name was.
That's devastating.
And I was just shocked with that one too.
Yeah, that's 3 in your whole. When you're in
another one, and Emma Mottram got hit by a car on Roe Highway. Jeez. I think the doctor actually hit her, and she died. And so that's the hardest thing for me. So I fought this when I was there.
That's crazy. In 30 years, and you had 4.
Yeah. Well, and after all that, you're still staying strong, and
you still got a smile on your face.
Look, I've got a happy life now. I've got the most beautiful wife in the world. Yeah. She's the nicest person I've ever met. She's, and we've got 5 acres up in the hills, and I just mess around on that, building things and playing around it. Yeah, I'm having a ball.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
I do a bit of painting, like as in, a bit of watercolours and acrylic painting, and do a bit of that. Do my woodwork, and I do music. Yeah.
Do you miss teaching?
I do, yeah. Yeah. In fact, I got called up by Mazenod to teach, and so I've done a bit of relief up there.
Oh, okay.
But not because I have to, but I just they're desperate to get someone to teach because the DNT teachers are really hard to get. Yeah. And I've been there a couple of times now, and if they call me up, I'll go in. But other than that, I'm not looking for I don't do it because I need the money. I just go in there because they're stuck on it. And one of the guys used to teach it. I think might have been before your time. He wanted to teach. So I go up and have a good chat with him, and so I still sort of keep handed a little bit, if you like. Yeah. So teaching's still around.
So if you got asked to do a year of like relief for like a whole year, fill in for someone, would you?
No, I've retired. Yeah. And I don't really even like doing relief really because I'd rather be home.
Fair enough.
We've got lots to do, and so we'll be taking off. We're buying a new van and a new car soon.
Oh, okay.
To take off somewhere.
Nice. Where are you going to
go? We're restricted in the state at the moment, so we'll go north probably.
That's awesome.
Get a bit of sun.
WA is a beautiful place.
Yeah, sure is.
Nice. All right. Shall we move on to the next segment?
Yeah.
All right. Usually when we do this, Nathan has a wheel and we spin it, and it's called Wheel of Conversation.
Okay.
But he's not here, so we're just going to play the theme.
Wheel
of conversation. It's the wheel of conversation. It's the wheel of conversation. It's the bloody wheel of conversation.
So yeah, that's that theme. I did say there was no swearing, but I did just say bloody. So.
Oh, that's acceptable. We're okay with that.
Okay. Cool.
We're okay with that.
So yeah, it's the wheel of conversation. And again, Nathan sent these in because I'm useless. All right. So the first thing is now the wheel of conversation is to get the guests, but then all of us. So he sent me this one, and I'll ask both. So me and Michael, we can answer this one. I think we've done it before, but we'll answer it anyway.
Yep.
But for you've got a special one. Special. What's the worst gift you have ever received for Christmas from a student? So or a going away gift, when it's like, thanks for being my best teacher.
What's the worst I've received? Oh, gee. I did get a picture, a framed picture, and it was made of shells, and it was a horse made of shells from the ocean. So they put it all together, and I said to it was a girl. I said to I can't remember her name now, but I said, "Thank you so much. It's a wonderful, wonderful present." But I looked at it and I thought, not really my cup of tea.
What is that?
But so needless to say, it didn't go on the wall.
Yeah.
All right. I've probably still got it at home somewhere, but no, that was probably
So if that person's listening to now, he hated it.
I mean,
And he hates you.
No, not at all. No, I didn't. No, I never said that. I just said it was an interesting.
Yeah.
But probably not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's you probably would have said it's the thought that counts.
It's a thought again. Exactly.
What's the best present you've ever received from a student?
I've had lots over the years. I think I'm not trying to think. I mean, usually the normal things I get are chocolates.
Yeah.
Cards often. I got a nice card from you too, Rhys. That was very nice.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lovely card. Thank you for that.
I took a picture of all of them on my phone.
Did you?
Yep.
Yeah. So look, there's been lots and lots. Little gifts I've had. I got a little set, a pen set from students. I've had various.
Yeah.
So many I can't remember over the years, but yeah, kids are usually pretty good.
Awesome.
Nice.
I was just remembered. I don't know if you remember. I've asked you this so many times, but I'm just gonna ask it on the podcast. My auntie, she always used to, when I was at primary school, she's like, "Is Mr. Hillan still there?" And then I had to work out, is she talking about your brother or you? But she was talking about you this whole time. I don't remember if you remember teaching Sarah Prosser, blonde head.
Oh, look, I've got vaguely.
Yeah.
All right. How long ago was that?
Oh, I don't know. She's about to turn 40. So
So it's probably
yeah,
25, 30 years ago.
something like that. Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, I have trouble remembering students from last year, but no, I do remember the name, and
Yeah.
if I saw it, I've got a good memory for faces.
Okay.
If I saw it, I reckon I would say, yep, I remember that.
Yeah.
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 Right.
Yeah, she'll be happy to hear that.
Because that's like longer than we've been alive.
Have you got a picture of her?
Possibly. Mum might.
Oh, it's all right. Yeah, later, show me later.
But yeah. So you've obviously. What was I going to say? Here we go. Oh, it's not the best picture in the world, but yeah.
Yeah,
Do you remember her?
yeah, I do.
Oh, she'll be
do.
stoked. I said to her that you were coming on, and she, I was like, you should come in, and she's like, oh yeah, maybe, but she didn't, Sarah. So that's it. Your detention. He's still got his teaching license, so he can do that.
Yeah, I can. Yeah.
All right. Shall we? What about you, Michael? What's the worst gift you've ever received from a student?
Well, it would be this shirt that you gave me. No,
Hey!
I'm joking. Well,
Speaking of shirt that you gave me, do you know what? He gave me the best present for my birthday. 2 weeks ago, I turned 18, and he forgot it was my birthday and didn't get me anything. So I literally rang him an hour and a half into my party and said, "Hey, bro, I just wondering if you're coming to birthday or not." And then he's like, "Oh, is that today?"
Michael, I think, has a habit of being a little forgetful.
Yeah.
Would that be a fair comment?
Or a bad friend.
I basically
Or a
forgot
bad
that the
friend.
podcast was today. Yeah. No.
And then yesterday he was supposed to come out with me, but I sat out the front of his house, rang him like 7 times. He didn't come out.
For that though,
Oh, his phone's
listen,
broken.
Listen. Yeah, my phone's broken, and also my brother. Okay, my dad's gone off to work because he's a pilot and he's left the house. So immediately my brother's like, "Oh, I'm going to bring all my mates over and we're going to have a great time partying and stuff." So it's really hard to get to sleep. So I woke up really late and my phone's buggered for some reason. So I just got I couldn't get any calls, and then suddenly I get a bunch of notifications saying I've got like 7 missed calls from Rhys. And
So why didn't you put an alarm on your phone?
because I forgot that I was going out yesterday, but today I remember the podcast. So I put an alarm.
He messaged me this morning. He was like, "Bro, guess what?" And he goes, "I'm awake." I said, "How? How have you done that? Are you God?" That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, amazing, but yeah, it's great.
But yeah.
And
I'm
and who knows, I might have a gift on its way for you.
Have you?
Maybe.
Sweet.
Maybe.
So
Anyway.
what's the worst gift you've ever got?
I can't remember. I don't know. I think once my auntie, she was like just as a last second gift, she got me like a packet of bubbles. Now this isn't from a student, but
That sounds like an amazing present.
like she was
Bubbles?
just like a packet of bubbles, and I was like, oh thanks, it was like from like my 7th birthday or something. But anyway, yeah, I was fine with it, but my mom wasn't. But anyway, that's something we don't need to talk about. So yeah, that's probably the worst gift I've ever gotten.
Oh, yeah?
I've never gotten a gift from a student before.
Because you're not a teacher.
Yeah, I know it's kind of hard to do that if you're a student yourself.
That
But
is.
still, Yeah, that's probably it. What about you, Rhys?
I don't really have a worst present. I'm just trying to think of what I got for my birthday.
Yeah.
No, I actually got some really good presents for my birthday.
You can't really complain, I guess.
No. Anyway, no. What was I gonna say? Oh, yeah. I don't have a worst present, but this is a pretty funny story, and it sort of scarred me. So, last year when I got my car, do you see the Hyundai gets out the front? That's my car. I got my license. And yeah, so when I got that, it was like a few weeks after, and the stereo that I had in it was broken because there was one inbuilt. So I had to get my own deck to put in it, and so my nana and that were like, "Oh, for your birthday, I'll just give you money towards it," and she did. And I knew about it, and she gave me my card on my birthday. Nothing else with the card. I opened it, and she reckons that I was like, I had the face as if to say, "There's nothing in here, Nana. Where's my money?" Right? And I didn't. I knew specifically that there was going to be no money in there, and she did that, and that scarred me. So every time I open a present, I'm so self-conscious about it. I was genuinely frightened to open my presents on my 18th birthday. Like, I opened one, and yeah, after that, I was like, no, I don't want to do it anymore.
Scarred for life.
Yeah. So, yeah, that sort of ruined it for me. Something that should be very exciting. Isn't.
I mean, I've had that sometimes where you open a present and you don't know how to react. You got to like just sort of, oh my God, it's amazing. You know, you don't want to look too fake.
Michael, that's what you did when I brought you that T-shirt.
That's what I've done that before as well. Like, obviously you're grateful, you just don't know how to react to it, and sometimes it comes off like you're not grateful, but of course you are. Yeah.
I'm grateful for anything really that I don't have to pay for.
If someone gives you a gift, obviously it's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
But yeah,
I got some pretty cool gifts on my birthday. My mate from work, Rowan, he brought me because I don't like beer. Do you like beer?
Yeah.
I hate beer. It's disgusting.
I mean,
But you don't like coffee either.
Yeah.
No, that's true.
I like beer. I like coffee.
Yeah.
I'm just average, really.
I'm just a simple man. I like beer and I like coffee. No, I like a good bit of apple cider.
I like beer. It makes me a jolly good fellow.
Yeah.
I like beer.
I drink apple cider, but Strongbow, so it's sweeter.
Yep.
And then I drink a lot of girly drinks. So I drink vodka cruisers, Midori's. Midori's would be my favourite drink.
I've never tasted those.
No,
they're not bad. Yeah,
it's just like lolly water, honestly.
Is it? Basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Probably why I don't drink it.
Yeah, it's not even that good. Midori's quite nice, but vodka cruisers just taste like, you know, those dollar bottles of soft drink at Coles, like that.
Oh, really?
But yeah, if you had like 20 bottles of them, you would die. But I also like Bailey's. Do you know what that is? Yeah, that's quite nice.
Yeah, my wife likes it.
Yeah, it's quite good. I had one yesterday.
It's whiskey base.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's very nice. I don't like Scotch or
Love Scotch.
bourbon.
My Scottish background.
Yeah.
Can't help it.
Yeah, my dad drinks American honey and he likes that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
But yeah, that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, so my mate from work, Rowan, doesn't like beer, and I also don't like beer, so he got me like a 6-pack of all different drinks that aren't beer. So that was a pretty cool present. And yeah, so that was one of my favorite presents, I reckon. That is just because it was really cool.
Sick.
So yeah, that's Wheel of Conversation. Then the next one, I really like this question. I think you will as well. If you could show Mozart a song, what would it be?
If I what?
If you could show or play,
Mozart.
yeah,
A song.
Mozart a song. What would it be?
Yeah, any song.
It's a song it was originally written in French called Ne me quitte pas,
Yeah,
which means if you go away.
Right.
You probably didn't know the song, but the lyrics are stunning. The English was written by Rod McEwen. He wrote the English lyrics. It was originally written in French. I can't remember who wrote the French lyrics. But the lyrics are stunning and the melody is really, really nice.
yeah.
And if you go away.
So that's the song you would play for Mozart.
Yeah.
Nice. What about you, Michael?
I think I'd probably show him Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
just
yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, look at this, modern song.
I feel like he would like that as well,
Yeah.
because didn't he used to play like symphonies and stuff?
I don't know.
Whereas-
Well, he was a composer and violinist, I think.
Yeah.
He played,
At like the age of 4, he like knew how to play the piano perfectly
Yeah.
well. or
Yeah.
something, yeah.
Yeah.
he died pretty young
Mm.
and
But
composed.
back then they probably did, didn't they?
Well, no, Beethoven lived a pretty good life.
Okay.
He was deaf, but he
Yeah.
lived a long
I thought
life.
that was who Mozart was, and as I was reading it, I'm like, wait, He's gonna say, "Oh, how could you show Mozart a song when he's deaf, but it's Beethoven?"
Yeah.
It's not. So yeah, I don't know what song I would play him. Probably "Pretending You're Here" by Rhys Prosser. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
"Piano Man" by Billy Joel.
Oh, that'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
pretty good.
That's a brilliant song. So many Arctic Monkeys songs too.
You're just gonna just list off all your favorite songs.
Pretty much.
You're only allowed one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Billy Joel piano. Oh no, "We Didn't Start the Fire," Billy Joel, because that has
That's good
amazing
too.
lyrics.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
I like that one.
Either one of those, but I'm heading towards. I don't know. "We Didn't Start the Fire." I'll tell you a funny story about Piano Man. At 3:00 in the morning, on my 18th birthday, me, Michael, and Nathan decided, do you know what? We're gonna get nuggets.
Yeah.
So we ordered Uber Eats to our house at 3:00 in the morning. He got here at 3:40 was it?
Yeah, it was
Do
pretty,
they
it was
deliver
pretty
that time of
punctual.
day?
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's surprising, but Macca's is always open and there's always Uber Eats. So we were just like, instead of walking down there, we'll get it delivered. Which
Yeah.
it works.
And we did. And I had
And how was it?
it was good.
nuggets, good. Chips, not so much. And it come with you couldn't just get you can get 24 nuggets for $10.
You can,
We
yeah.
wanted that, didn't we? But
Yeah.
you can't get it apparently at that time of night, which is fair enough, really. But if you can we got 20 nuggets with chips and a medium vanilla Coke. And because I signed up for Uber Eats months ago, probably last year, and every couple of months they'll send me a voucher for $30 saying try our service. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to use it. And so we used it. It cost us $30, but it was free. So,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and then the Uber Eats driver was Muhammad. That was his name. And it said he was on a bike and he was pedaling. Right, he was pedaling. We were like, oh, it was intense, wasn't it, Michael?
Yeah. we
And
were
then he
tracking
got here,
stuff, yeah.
and what did we see?
He wasn't in a bike. He was in a car.
He was in a car.
Yeah. No.
That's crazy.
I know. Yeah,
So-
they clickbaited us, but
Yeah,
it's
he did.
Oh, well.
So yeah, that was pretty crazy.
But, yeah.
All right, I've already done that one. Should we do
Sure.
what you're watching?
Yeah. Are we done with Little Convo? Yeah.
Are we? Yeah,
I guess so.
I
Next
think
segment.
so. All right, here's what you're watching.
1, 2, 3, 4. What you watching? Neighbours. What you watching? Home and away. Oi, what are you watching? Shut up, The Bachelor's on.
So, if you couldn't tell, by the way, those were pre-recorded, and the first time I heard them,
No,
I was like-
Nathan's here.
Shut up.
yeah, that was great.
So yeah, that's what you're watching. Now, Michael, do you want to explain to Mr. Hillan what you're watching is?
Okay, well, there are three questions. So what you're watching is the shortened version of it. So we're gonna ask what you're watching, as in what TV show / movie
We're doing
you're watching.
the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so not sure.
What? Okay.
What?
Yeah, no, but that's just shortened version of what the entire thing is. Anyway, and then we're going to say what you're listening to, which is what music you're currently listening to, or what you've been listening to for your entire life, or just whatever music you like, and then what you're talking about, which is what the topic of conversation is for you right now. So if you were to go up to someone and have to start small talk, what would you talk to them about? So
Start off with what you're watching.
what you're watching.
What are you watching? What movie or TV show are you watching right now?
Oh, look, I'm not a big TV watcher, really. I watch things like The Chase
Oh yeah.
in the afternoon
Yep.
because I love general knowledge. I think you pick up a bit from that. And then my wife and I, my wife's very musical. We both enjoy The Voice. Love that because it's musical.
Yep.
And we might watch a bit of Netflix, Frankie and Grace, or Grace and Frankie, what it's called.
Oh yeah.
Is it fun? Oh, did you know that one?
I do.
It's
Yeah.
quite funny.
Yeah.
So that's about it, really. Or the news.
Yeah.
That's me done with the watching. I'd watch very little else.
Yeah. What movie have you watched recently, or movies?
I haven't watched a movie for so long I can't remember.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay.
What's your favorite movie of all time, Ben?
Favourite movie all the time? Probably
Okay.
The Exorcist.
Oh really? I would not expect that.
Yeah, neither.
That was, and this we're talking 1972 or something.
yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Early 70s. I can't remember the year, but it was pretty powerful. And I think
Jeez.
it might even stand up today. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe it's watered down for today, but yeah, it's
Huh.
Found it pretty powerful.
Yeah, I hear that it's pretty terrifying movie.
you seen it?
I haven't seen it. I've seen some images.
Have you seen it?
I have not. No, I know of it. But
Yeah.
apparently, it was haunted as well, wasn't it? The set after.
Oh, I don't know about that.
something like that.
Yeah, something happened to do with that. I think.
Well, yeah, that's. I did not expect that either. All right.
There you go. That's what I'm watching.
Right.
That's
So,
nice.
what you're listening to, Mr. Hillan? What songs?
Listening to because I'm old, I love music from the past.
Yeah.
You know, I just love my 60s, 70s music, 50s even older. Even, you know, Vera Lynn died this year. Did you know about Vera Lynn?
I don't think so.
Do you know Vera Lynn?
No.
She died last weekend
Oh, okay.
That's a shame.
at the age of 103.
Oh,
Wow.
Jesus.
And she was, they called her the sweetheart of the forces during the Second World War. And my dad fought in the Second World War. He was in the Navy during the entire time of the war. And my mum, who had a great voice, her mum could really sing like Vera Lynn.
Yeah.
And she sang Till We Meet Again. If you speak to anybody from my age and older, it's an important song. And White Cliffs of Dover, they were two big hits of hers. And when my dad died in 1989, Mum put on the grave Till We Meet Again, and that was Vera Lynn's song.
Yeah.
And she put it on my dad's grave, and Mum died just last year. And so we've changed that. Now we're sort of together again. My brothers and I put together which was based on Vera Lynn's. So that, I love the 40s, 50s,
Yeah.
60s, 70s,
That's
80s,
beautiful.
and all music. So I listen to whatever's.
Yeah, whatever's catchy.
Yeah, I heard a song, a current song on the way. I can't remember what it's called, and I thought, gee, that's really nice.
Yeah.
So I love music.
Yeah,
That's
that's
awesome.
just what it comes down to. Whatever you
Yeah.
hear and sounds catchy,
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
like, oh.
And my wife has got a wonderful voice, and my stepdaughter has got an amazing voice,
yeah.
world class,
Yeah.
absolutely world class. So music's in the family. There you go.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So and I love listening to my wife sing.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
We love listening to you sing.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not anymore. My voice had it.
You're still awesome.
Yeah, even when you were just performing just then, it was sounding
Yeah.
great, honestly. Yeah.
I've got a note on here, but we'll leave it till the end
Okay.
to answer.
So, all right. So the third question of what you're watching is what you're talking about. So what's going on?
Oh, look, the conversation is coronavirus, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's dominating everything, and that's because it's life-threatening,
Yeah.
and it's an important topic, and we've all got to be appreciative of what the government's trying to do to keep us all safe.
Yep.
And I see a lot of the social distancing not happening, and because we're very blasé about it. But it only takes one or two to start it, and suddenly you get this massive problem. So that's probably the main topic of conversation, I would say.
Yeah.
I think it's on everybody's lips still, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd say so. I feel like we're sorted towards the end of it now, but
Yeah,
still got a
hopefully.
while to go.
And of course, I love my sport, so I talk footy
Yeah.
at the moment, cricket, whatever,
Yeah.
Nice.
basketball.
Gotcha.
What about you, Michael?
Well, recently we filmed an episode not that long ago, but just about a week ago.
We just had our
Answer
10th
this.
episode.
Yeah,
Oh.
it was pretty good.
We didn't actually mention in it that it was our 10th anniversary.
10th. You mean
Well,
10,
since
10 episodes?
10th episode.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm calling it 10th episode special.
Okay,
Well, I would have called it because it's be out right now.
All right. So,
Sorry, keep going.
Well, not much would have changed since then. So I guess I'll just restate that. Again, what I'm watching is Clone Wars on Disney Plus. Pretty good show. What I'm listening to, just again anything that comes on, like the Arctic Monkeys. That's a pretty good band. Queen's pretty good. Obviously, 21 Pilot. Basically, a lot of stuff.
Pilots.
21 Pilots, and of course, Rhys Prosser.
Yeah.
He does pretty good
Sorry, I
music.
forgot to mention this process.
Oh, I just
Forgive me.
Which reminds me,
Yeah.
this episode is actually sponsored. We got paid by someone to mention something of theirs. It's pretty cool. Hey, we got sponsored.
Oh, did we?
This episode is sponsored by Rhys Prosser. His brand new EP called Hope, Hold On, and Hang In There. It's out now. It's actually for free, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got some swear words on it, though. I know you don't like when I swear,
Yep.
but it's good swear words. Just the F word.
Are there any good swear words? I don't think
Yeah.
Alright.
It's. I think swearing in music is different to swearing in life.
Is it though?
It's not a derogatory swearing.
It's a reflection of society.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right.
And I think, honestly, out of everything I've released, this is my proudest work so far. And it's pretty good.
Keep at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So,
yet again, this is not the first time you sponsored your own podcast. but
Well,
good for
do you know, this episode is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends,
No, don't go there, man.
Surfshark VPN.
Jeez. Okay.
So yeah, no, this episode is sponsored by no, it's not. Hope, hold on, hang in there. So they support us, so you should support them. So head down to the link in description to download the free EP. Please, I am desperate.
Okay, great. And what I'm talking about, I actually have nothing much to talk about. I can talk about how much I enjoy listening to Rhys's EP. Yeah, that's what I'll say.
What do you think of his EP?
Oh, well, that Rhys fellow, I don't know, is a bit of a weird one, but, you know, his music's pretty good. I mean,
Have you listened to his EP?
No, I haven't.
No, it's pretty good.
Not the latest one. I've had other music of yours.
Yeah, I quite
not that one.
not me, Rhys Prosser.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Rhys Prosser. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's okay.
Oh, Rhys Prosser.
Easy
Sorry.
to get
That's all right.
confused.
Silly man.
We're gonna lose the sponsorship now.
Yes.
Sorry. Forgive me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm old.
great.
But yeah, so thank you, Rhys Prosser, for sponsoring this episode. Please,
Thank you,
everyone-
Rhys Prosser. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Good bloke. Anyway.
Alrighty.
So, Rhys Prosser, not to be confused with Rhys Prosser. What are you listening to? Talking about.
What am I listening to? Well, I'm actually trying to start up a band at the moment. Last night I had one of my mates from work come over and we had a jam. That
Another
was
one.
very fun. And then this weekend I'm catching up with I don't know if you remember Drew and Evan. Yep, them. We're gonna have a jam on the weekend with my mate from work, so they'll meet on Saturday. So hopefully that goes well. And yeah, so then we're gonna start doing some gigs. And then that'll be fun. So that's what I'm. Oh yeah. So I've been listening to the Ultra Cheese by Arctic Monkeys. Oh, all right. What am I listening to? Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino by Arctic Monkeys. I've been listening to on repeat. I don't know if you're familiar with Arctic Monkeys, but I feel like you would like that album.
It's pretty good.
It is a pretty good album.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been listening to that quite over and over again because it's good. It's good. What have I been watching? I've recently watched Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, so finally.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Took
It
your
is
time.
amazing.
Yeah, it's a pretty good movie.
Such a good movie. Have you seen that one?
No, it's okay.
But yeah, it's a pretty good movie. I've recently brought The Invisible Man
Okay.
as well, which looks quite cool.
Oh, yeah, I saw the trailers for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks alright.
I went to Red Dot yesterday in Carousel Shopping Centre, and I brought Triple J Hottest 100. It's like a DVD of all the music videos and stuff, so that'll be cool.
Okay.
And then I saw something I've been looking for ages, and I can't even get it from work. In Excess live at Wembley Stadium. That's like a huge thing.
Yeah.
And it was the 2014 remastered. It was only $5, and I haven't been able to find it. So I was like, "Mum, I'm buying this," and so I brought them. And then we went to the other Red Dot in like the other carousel, like I don't know where it is, but yeah. And they had a Jimi Hendrix movie. You know how like Bohemian Rhapsody is like about Queen? It was like that, but for Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
So I brought that, and then I saw a documentary about Skippy the Bush Kangaroo. So I also brought that.
Perfect.
So I'm very excited to watch that. Learn a bit more about Skippy.
Amazing.
So that'll be fun.
Skippy.
Yeah. Skippy the Bush Kangaroo. I don't know any more of the words, but good song. I remember watching it when I was a kid. More, my dad watched it, but then I was also a kid, so I watched it.
Right.
But yeah, that's what I'm. And then what I'm talking about my EP all the time because I want people to download it. Oh, not my EP, Race Prosper EP.
Prosper.
Yeah, sorry. So yeah, that's what I've been talking about.
Nice. Well,
Yeah,
I think that wraps up that segment.
that is
nicely.
all right.
Perfect.
Okay.
We only got one more segment, and then we'll power through some questions, and then I think we're
We'll be wrapping up. That's
yeah.
it.
All right, let's do our last section, and this is my favorite. Here we go. This is called What Do You Reckon?
What do you reckon?
Race, mate. What do you reckon?
I don't know, Nathan. What do you reckon?
Oh, I don't know. Let's ask them.
And let's ask that. You can hear it, hey? Yeah.
Yep.
Let's ask them is you. All right. So what do you reckon? And I've got a feeling I haven't written this out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait. Here we go. What do you reckon? Should the cane still be around?
From personal experience, I received the cane a few times. I wasn't overly bad, but I had in those days it was, you did the wrong thing and you got the cane for it.
Yeah.
So I got the cane a few times. Not a pleasant experience, and there's got to be better ways. I don't think it. We're trying to prevent violence in society, so we don't need to show it in a class from school. It has an effect. There are times I've seen students and I'm thinking, you'd be a good candidate for the cane.
If I could punch you in the back of the head, that'd be great.
But in reality, I don't think it's right.
Yeah.
We can't promote violence, and that's a violent act.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember when I must have been grade 5, and my older brother had this teacher. I won't mention her name. Oh, she'd been dead years. Yeah, I'll mention her name. Mrs. Black, her name was.
Yeah. She's been dead for years, okay?
Yeah, she's not around anymore.
Yeah.
But my poor older brother, every time he moved up a class, she moved up a class.
Oh.
So he had it consecutively for three years, I think, and they didn't have a good relationship. Jim just wasn't good at that. Okay. And then I came along, and I was a pretty good student. I was okay. But I think because her name was Hillan, and I followed up from my brother, she didn't seem to like me. And I was pretty good at maths and English and everything else. And I remember her keeping me in after school one day. In fact, it was my birthday, 13th of August, and there's another girl in the class, her name was Helga Woke. Her birthday was the same day as mine. We both got kept in after school, just coincidentally. And she made us stand up next to the board and had all this mathematics to do. And she was Mrs. Black was looking over my shoulder. You got that wrong. And she had a cane rod, and she used to whack across the back of the legs.
Wow.
And you go, ooh. And I don't think it helped the learning process at all.
No.
But every time you got it wrong, she'd whack across the back of the legs. She was pretty nasty.
I mean, that would really convince you to get it right the next time. It's
Yeah,
like, I
mind
can't
you-
get this wrong.
Yeah, they go, oh, here we go again. So it was really painful. When I got home, Mum could see, so what happened? Mrs. Black had a bit of problem. And those days just was sort of accepted. The teacher,
normal.
the teacher was always right, and that's how it was. So I've had, from personal experience, I don't think it's a good thing to have the cane. But it's a good question. Thank you, Rhys.
Thank you. Come up with that one myself. What do you reckon, Michael?
Rhys Prosser, who's not the music.
Not the music podcaster. Yeah.
I mean, I reckon nowadays, obviously, it wouldn't be accepted if you went back and said, a teacher whacked me across the head with a cane. But, I feel like it would definitely help to get people in line. But at the same time, physical abuse to students is kind of, I don't know, it's probably... At this point, obviously, it wouldn't be legal. Obviously, you're not allowed to do it. I think for some students, like I said, it would get them in line.
Like Michael.
I
Yeah,
mean,
myself.
there is the perfect solution, of course. With when you've got a really bad class, you set them all. The first kid that plays up, you just pull the gun out of the thing and you shoot him.
That's what I was thinking in my head. I'm like, surely you won't say that.
And then you don't have any problems after that.
That's what America's does. But they get their students to come in and shoot up everyone. So.
Don't talk me on the gun. I'm so anti-gun.
Yeah.
I am so anti-gun.
You know what we're going to do with this? West Australian teacher thinks we should just shoot kids.
Yeah, just as a clickbait.
I hope you took that as a joke.
Yeah, no,
Yes,
yeah,
of course,
definitely.
of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Turns out all these years of being at school, you just wanted to shoot us with an AK-47.
No, when you know how I feel about guns.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to shoot the students. You just take it out, shoot in the air, bang, bang, quiet down.
You're not listening? Boom! How about now? Maybe that's why America wants to learn so bad, because they can just have guns.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of guns?
Absolutely hate them.
What about these guns?
Oh my God.
No, I don't understand American how they can promote guns as they do.
For protection.
Yeah,
That's what they
but if
reckon.
no one had guns, no one would have to worry.
Yeah.
Take them off everybody.
But in America, you know what they would say? Take the guns off the police then.
Yeah.
Which is, honestly, America has a really bad police brutality problem, but I don't think they should take guns off the police.
They
Don't-
need protection.
Yeah.
Because you're always going to get nutters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same with here. Like,
Yeah, you can always get nutters.
yeah.
Anyway, we're off the topic, aren't we?
Are we? What were we talking
Cane.
about? Oh, the cane. Yeah. So an alternative to cane is just shooting kids in the head.
Okay.
Cool.
Fantastic. All right.
Yeah. All right. So, what do you reckon? Oh, you already said what do you reckon?
Do you have any other opinions to add to the
If you
cane?
ask my dad, I think he would say yes, that you should get caned.
Okay.
But honestly, I think if parents were better Like, I was brought up, I would never call it, or like, I would never tell a teacher to F off. How many times did you see kids say that to teachers or swear at teachers?
Lots.
I would never ever do that. I think that's just the way I'm brought up.
Some shocking abuse. And,
Yeah.
and I never, my father was a tough tradie. Dad was a plasterer by trade. I never heard my father swear ever.
Yeah.
And I never heard my mother swear ever. So we were brought up in a home where swearing just wasn't part of the culture. And my grandfather didn't swear.
Yeah.
My dad's dad. So it was just, if it's not part of your culture, then you don't do it.
Yeah.
So it's not part of my culture. And my kids have never heard me swear
Right.
because I don't swear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah,
So
I was always brought up the same way. I'm sure you were as well, where your parents just told you never to swear, and if
Well-
you ever were caught doing it, my mum especially, she would. In fact, I'm pretty grateful for her as well, because she brought me and my siblings up to always be kind to women and to never swear and to be polite and everything.
Yeah.
My dad was kind of a different story, but but yeah, it was. So I'm grateful for that. And yeah, I mean, obviously. Obviously, I'd never swear in front of my parents, but when it comes to you, Rhys,
I swear in front of my parents.
yeah, I see that.
My dad has a filthy mouth.
Yeah. But
I would never say the C word
of course.
at home. I just say the F word, just like casually, which is probably not good. And Mum doesn't like it.
So if mum doesn't like it, respect mum.
Exactly.
I'm just,
You
I know.
If you're upsetting mum, why upset her? It's just a word.
It's
and it's a word that's inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So don't use it.
that's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
All right.
That is very true.
Cool. Well, I reckon that wraps up the segment.
Yeah, I
Thank you.
think so
Okay,
too.
Beautiful.
All right, I think that's all the segments. Now we just got the questions.
Yeah.
Just read through. All right, let's go for. I think we've answered some of the questions already.
Yeah.
I'll just read them again.
Actually.
What made you choose teaching? Did we
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah,
that?
we
We did.
spoke about that. Yeah.
Why music over woodwork? Because you don't know music notes. We talked about that.
Yep.
How long have you been teaching? Done that. What's the worst thing a student has ever done? We've done that.
Yep.
What's it like to be? Oh, what's it like to be retired? I think we talked about this as well. But
Oh no, what? I love it. Just actually, my wife is a bit hesitant about my retirement because she said, "I don't know how are you going to contain yourself because I'm an active person." She said, "Oh, but I do so much at home now."
Yeah.
And I enjoy, and it was a good time for the coronavirus to turn up from my point of view because I was housebound. And
Yeah.
being over 70, you're asked to stay home.
yeah, because we were going to do the podcast when this first started, weren't we?
We were, that's right.
Yeah.
And because I was over 70, I basically was locked home.
Yeah.
But I'm an active person. I mean, I'm awake early every morning. And most mornings by 5. And so I'm off and running. And I don't stop. My wife has to come out and drag me back in to have tea.
Yeah.
Because I'm out working, doing the garden, making things, doing something for somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Retirement sounds really nice.
I love it.
Yeah.
Just love it.
awesome.
Is it like? I don't know. I feel like it's like working for free because you still get paid being retired. Don't you? Oh no, because you pay your super, and then when you retire, that's the money you
but
get.
you do, I mean, you don't stop me on the pension. I mean, I get a pension now.
Yep.
I get per fortnight $350.
Oh, that's not. Is that a lot? No.
That's next to nothing.
Yeah.
It's because I have an investment property, and because I own my own home up in the hills, but because my investment property is linked to my home, that's included, even though we won't make any money on the investment property. So that's why I've got reduced
Oh.
pension, and my wife doesn't earn anything because she's retired,
Yeah.
but she's not. But so we withdraw a bit from my super.
Yeah.
But we're okay. It's not about money.
Yeah.
It's about lifestyle, having fun and
Yeah.
just enjoy life.
Yeah. And that's all that
And,
matters.
and if you've got enough to survive on, we're okay.
Yeah. That's awesome. I feel like that's what I want to be when I get to your age.
Yeah.
But that sounds really bad. I'm not calling you old. When I'm
No, that's okay.
when I'm retired, have a wife, and a dog because I don't want kids.
We've got is that a golden retriever up there?
It is. We did have a golden retriever.
That's our dog. We got a golden
Oh,
retriever.
yeah. It's golden retriever. That's
She's,
pretty cool.
her name is Willow.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice name.
Willow. She's a beautiful golden retriever.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. I got a lovely wife, a lovely dog, lovely property.
Yeah.
We're okay.
You've got it all.
Got it all.
Yeah. And you're in the hills, so you can play your music as loud as you want.
Exactly.
That's what I want.
It's on my own.
Yeah.
I've got my own little studio upstairs.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep.
So you record and stuff?
No.
No, just jam.
I did. I recorded for Anzac Day.
Yeah.
I did a song for that, but that's the first one I've done because my voice isn't very good anymore. I try
Yeah.
not to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Nice. All right. What else we got? How'd you get into acting? Like the Lottery West ad? I think I've got a video on my phone somewhere.
Look,
but-
I've been involved in theatre for years.
Yeah.
I've built sets for different theatres. Mr. Isaiah at school, he's drama.
Yeah.
Basically, and he's been in probably hundreds of shows. And he and I were in shows together at a place called Marlow Theatre in Swanview. And I've been in shows since I was a kid, really. And I've always enjoyed acting.
Yeah.
But the TV ad, a friend of ours called us up and said, look, they're looking for some older couple to be in this ad. So my wife and I went along, did an audition,
Yeah.
and we thought, we haven't got it. Then a couple of weeks later, they rang us up and said, we'd like you to be in the ad.
That's awesome.
And we got paid big time.
How much? If you don't mind me asking.
No, we got, what did we get each? We were only there for 2 sittings. We got $4,000.
Each?
No, $4,000 for the 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
$2,000 a day.
Yeah.
How good is that?
That is pretty good.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And have you seen yourself on TV? You just casually,
I have.
hello, it's me.
In fact, my son sent me sent me a thing. I've got it on here somewhere. Where is it? Where did he put it?
How good would that be? Yeah, you just want to come on an ad real quick.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, no
I
worries.
think it's on this one here somewhere.
Just eating a roast and then all of a sudden, you're on the
Yeah, you look
TV.
at TV, like, is that handsome fella?
He sent me a picture because his son was watching it and pointing to, so my grandson was watching it.
Yeah.
I think it's on here somewhere.
Mr. Hillan is proper famous.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's well known.
But you
in
know
these
what?
parts.
Funnily enough, I was also in an advert, a lotto ad, during the 60s.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Or early 70s. It must be early 70s. My first wife and I, we were on one of the Australia one, I think it was. It was the yacht.
Yeah.
Right.
And we did an advert with a guy called John K. Watts.
I think I've seen that. And
Oh.
I think, possibly. Maybe.
It was a long time ago. But you had to sing $3,000. And probably because I remember the words and I had the voice,
Yeah.
they shone right on me. And everywhere I went around, oh, you're the guy in the ad. Yeah, so it's the second time I've been on a lotto ad.
Oh, okay.
great.
What else have you done on TV, or is that just it?
I sang it on when I was in the band. We did a couple of gigs on Channel 7, I think it was.
Yeah.
I sang some pop songs. Can't remember what they were now. I sang at the Capitol Theatre, packed theatre.
Okay.
The Capitol Theatre, it's not there anymore. There was thousands of people there. It was called Hoadley's Battle of the Bands.
Yeah.
We singing that. So yeah,
I think you told me about that.
yeah. I'm trying to find this thing.
Okay.
Anyway, don't know.
We might move on to the next one while you're finding it.
Yeah, that's all right.
What else we got? What's the proudest moment of your life so far? Like, if you look back on your life, what's something that is like, wow?
Oh, look, having my kids, I guess. There's nothing
Yeah.
beats that. That's pretty, and my grandchildren too. We've got 8 grandkids now.
Yeah.
Oh, 7, sorry. Another one coming up soon.
Wow.
So that's good.
That's awesome.
Proud moments. I think I've had lots of them over the years. I'm so proud of my kids' achievements. They're both very, my son's an Iron Man. I'm pretty proud of that.
Yeah.
And my daughter's a professional musician. I'm pretty proud of that. And my grandkids, they're all of them just great.
That's awesome.
So I think family more than anything.
Yeah.
I mean, apart from the personal stuff, I'm proud of. I've done some interesting things over my life.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to have been brought up by my parents that I've had.
Yeah.
They've set my mother in particular set the values, and as my young brother said one thing my mother taught us was to give us a conscience, and I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
If you've got a conscience, you'll always do the right thing
Yeah.
by people. You know, you think, oh, I shouldn't do that. So Mum's instilled it. So I'm proud to have been brought up by a really nice family with a funny language.
Yeah.
My young brother used to say, he was born here in Australia, and he used to say, I'm living with a bunch of foreigners because we're all born in Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm proud of my family.
Yeah. That's really nice.
Yeah.
I like that. I thought you were going to say something about your kids, but that like your whole family, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that's really nice. What's the greatest moment of your whole teaching career, or the proudest or greatest, whichever?
Oh, boy. I think the fact that I got a degree to start with, because I remember when my first wife being a teacher, I used to go to the different staff parties that they used to have often when she from a school, and I always felt very humble. I always think I've been intimidated by all these knowledgeable school teachers in the room because I was just a mere carpenter.
Yep.
And so I think coming from being a carpenter to having a degree, I think for me that was, you know, a pretty important part of my life. I think just people and kids and just enjoying it. I love teaching.
Yeah.
I always have. I always loved teaching. I always thought I had something to offer. And I think that's been my philosophy, is just enjoy every day and enjoy the kids and have a wonderful experience with them.
I think. Sorry, what were you going to say?
And treat people the way you want to be treated.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know, I think it's important.
Yeah. I think one of the coolest moments of when I was at school with you was, as I was saying before, when you did American Pie, and the whole school's, was it a standing ovation, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Because I changed the lyrics a bit too, remember, to start with.
Yeah.
I made it sort of relevant to Darling Range Sports College.
And I thought that was incredible. Do you still remember the words?
Yep.
To that?
The Darling Range, but I'm not sure.
But the original one?
Oh, yeah.
I was thinking, I'll tell you what my note is. Because I don't have the outro theme, would you sing us American Pie to outro the podcast?
Yeah, okay.
I'll get my guitar in a sec. But
Hey, by the way, that's one of my sketches. You like it?
Wow, that is awesome. You drew that.
You like it?
That's wicked.
Oh, that is actually really good.
Yeah, that's the other thing I do. I love to sit and sketch. We go somewhere to Bali, and I'll sit and I'll sketch whatever's there.
Yeah, that's wow. See, what can't you do? You can sing, draw, make woodwork, teach. You're just the king. You could be our prime minister. I reckon.
Since my baby left me,
Yeah.
I found a new place. Just the king.
Yeah. You ever thought? Oh, that's also another proud moment I have of when we sang Blue Suede Shoes.
Suede Shoes, that's right.
That was one of my best memories at high school. I always
fun,
remember.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was so good, and it was just spontaneous, and we we didn't even think about it.
Because we were waiting for someone to fish, and they couldn't think of what to do next. And I said, "Oh, come
That
on."
was our band.
That's right.
Yeah,
And I
because
thought,
no one listens to me. And then you were like, "Come on!" And then we played it, and
Yeah, that's
man,
right.
that was
good.
So good. Wow, what those days, man. That was so good. All right, Michael, do you want to keep talking for a second? I'll go get my guitar.
Alrighty.
Can you play a guitar with only 5 strings? Because I snapped one.
Oh, probably. Which
I
one,
can
which,
read-
Which one are you missing?
E on the top.
Oh, sorry.
I can restring it real quick, but
No.
I don't, I don't think it'll be taking long. All right.
Jeez.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling all right. Yeah. Pretty tired because I had to wake up early, but it's everything will be fine. You know, had my regular cup of coffee this morning. You know.
So you're not like Rhys. You enjoy a cup of coffee.
Yeah. In fact, my mom's surprised because I like started drinking it when I was really young. Just because like I remember my dad was drinking it and I smelled like the aroma. I was like, oh, it smells really good. So when I first took a sip, I didn't like it that much because it was too bitter. But like I started getting the taste for it. So yeah.
No, I enjoy coffee. It's good.
Yeah, I enjoy it. And literally, yeah, just like as I woke up, I made one. And then as we were coming here, Rhys was like, "You want to get Hungry Jack's?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I got a coffee there as well. So I'm pretty set.
I reckon McDonald's make good coffee.
They're actually pretty good. They're like
I don't usually have the burgers because I'm not particularly keen on their burgers.
yeah, not many people.
But they make good coffee.
Yeah, they're only for like $2 as well.
Wait, plug it in, are we?
Yeah, I was going to mark it up, but it takes a while.
You said the volume you want.
I can do it from here, so
Okay,
it should
okay.
be alright. Just maybe turn the volume off a little bit. There you go.
Right, I don't normally play with a 5-string guitar.
Okay.
We're missing the bottom E, are we? Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we'll cut back here. Welcome back. We just cut that little part out because we were tuning the guitar. It's been an absolute honor. So we won't put the outro in, and this can be the outro.
Okay.
You don't have to sing American Pie, by the way, if you don't want to. If you want to sing another song.
No, we'll try that one.
All right, cool.
No, look, my voice has had it, so
Okay.
see
I reckon it'll still be good. You could just be silent and it'll still be good.
It'll still be amazing.
All right. So this is the end part now, Michael.
So thanks for watching, and thank you, Mr. Hillan, for coming onto the podcast.
This has
You've
been
a great guest. and
yeah.
It's been a great episode.
No, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for inviting me, boys. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks
It's
very
been an
much.
honor.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Long, long time ago.
There we go.
Start again.
All right. Thanks for listening to Leftovers podcast, ladies and gentlemen. My name's been Rhys Prosser,
I'm
Michael
Russell.
Russell, and Mr. John Hillan, the John Hillan.
Yes.
Thanks
This has
very
been
much.
an honor.
Thanks, boys. See, here we go.
All right.
Long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. Now I knew if I had my chance that I could make those people dance and maybe they'd be happy for a while. But February made me shiver with every paper I deliver. Bad news on the doorstep, I still can't step one more step. I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widowed bride, but something touched me deep inside the day the music died.
Here we go, Michael.
They were singing, bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Very hard playing without a string here, mate.
Yeah, sorry.
There we go, that'll do.
Cool.
All right.
Oh,
See,
that was
see,
yeah.
It's terrible.
Oh, no, that's awesome. That was so good.
That was great.
Bloody well done.
All the guitars, mate, right?
That
It's
was.
so hard to... Oh, the pick's in here.
Is it?
Is it?
Nah,
Oh, no.
this is broken.
Oh, that's what it is.
That was incredible.
That was amazing. What a way to end the podcast.
Thank you again so much, Mr. Hillan, for coming on.
been a pleasure.
And we hope you enjoyed yourself.
No, it was a lot of fun. Thanks, boys. I
It
really
was a
appreciate
lot
it.
of fun.
It was a lot.
How do we get? What time is it?
It is 11:43.
So,
Wow.
Yeah. I know.
So it goes quick.
really quickly.
All right.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening to Leftovers podcast. We'll talk to you next time.
See you later.